Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown.
Hello, today we are so happy to be at South on Broad for their ribbon cutting, official grand opening, even though they've been open for a little bit. So excited to see this happen in downtown Monroe, and so excited for my friends, David and Rita, who are the owners here, which I think we figured out in the last few days. We've known each other for over 30 years. So worked for David when I was in high school, and so just so excited to see them taking this venture on, and it's delicious food, eaten here several times. Adam is the chef here, and Adam, do you want to tell them a little bit about the menu items?
Sure. I'm Adam Bailey. I'm the chef and creator of all this fun food here. So my goal was to bring something to Monroe that wasn't quite here yet, and I thought the town was ready for it, and it looks like it is, because we're doing great. The menu is a small menu focusing on local chef-driven dishes. A lot of things are dishes that I've done in the past that I've really gone over well. Kind of a greatest hits brought here. It is a big scissor. And this is Sophia, and she was a huge part of getting this together. She helped a lot with the construction in here and deconstruction in here. So the shrimp and grits, our hanger steak, our almond crusted trout. We have all kinds of just fun kind of paired dishes. We'll be doing some seasonal changes here soon. A lot of specials coming up. We'll be offering a brunch hopefully in the next few weeks. We can get that going. We offer a full craft cocktail bar featuring a lot of craft beers, local stuff. Ryan back here, my bar manager, has done a great job putting this all together from scratch and building this thing.
You want to let the rest of the staff introduce themselves? Y'all come on up and introduce yourself.
I'm Connor, the service manager here. Ever since coming to Monroe, I've just been really passionate about giving the town some good service, some hospitality, a place that they can come to and feel like they're involved with something, enjoying the food, the drinks, the service as soon as they walk in the door. So.
Hey, I'm Crystal Williams, and I just want to say thank you guys. It's been great doing this, falling in crew with you guys, and they've been amazing the whole time. The food's great, and the service is fun.
My name is Charlie Livingston. I'm a line cook. Been working with Adam for quite a few years now, off and on. And we talked about having a restaurant one day in one of these back alleys, and now we're here. So come on down, and we'll cook you some good food. Thank you.
I'm Keyshawn. I'm one of the line cooks, born and raised in Monroe, so I was excited to see a restaurant like this come to Monroe. Never really seen this type of food being brought to this community. Glad to be a part of it.
And I'm Jordan. Been alongside with Brian and Connor and Adam. Known Adam since Con Cafe, and loved running this bar and just doing some stuff. Great food, great bar. Just great big part of that.
Hi, my name is Sarah Kilman, and I'm one of the servers that just so happened to come in at the right time. But it's been the biggest opportunity to be able to work here in Monroe, and it's really been a community, and I just want to continue to be able to for this. Thanks.
Very good. David, Rita, y'all want to add anything else?
Yeah, I just want to say one little thing. I just want to say that we really wanted to do this to bring something very special to Monroe. There really wasn't a restaurant like this in Monroe or even in Walton County. So we just feel blessed that we were able to do this, and without Adam and these folks, we wouldn't be able to do it. The other thing I want to say is I'm real big on small businesses and what they do for our community. And in this business, we employ somewhere between 32 and 40 people at any given time. That's major for a community. Those are jobs for local folks in the city. And when you look across downtown Monroe, the collection of small businesses we have in downtown, you're talking somewhere around 800 jobs. So if a big company came to our city and said, hey, we're coming to build a plant and give you 800 jobs, everybody would be ecstatic. And I think sometimes we miss the fact that the collection of these small businesses adds up to big things. And so we're just glad that we can be part of this city. And I really do appreciate everybody who came out today to celebrate this folks.
I want to introduce myself. Kind of walked right into this. I wasn't expecting it. My name is Chris. I'm one of the crew of the kitchen. It's been a while since I've been to an actual company that actually everybody fends for themselves instead of everybody works as a group here. And I like that because everybody works as a family. Everybody pulls together, night rows smooth. And it's taken a long time to find that kind of people. When I finally met Adam, I felt like I knew where I belonged with these other guys behind me. They've taught me and showed me, you know, how to actually go forward and feel confident about yourself. And it feels like it's just one big family in this place. And I appreciate taking the opportunity to actually join your team.
Very good. Anything else? You got anything, Rita?
I just want to say how much I appreciate all the support the community has given us and all the positive comments and thank yous that we've gotten from people in the community. Those do not go unnoticed, and we really do appreciate those.
So if you haven't been in, come in, give us your address.
It's 137 South Broad Street.
Do we introduce Wayne and Melinda?
Sure, we can.
This is Wayne and Melinda Quinn, and they have been very supportive, and they are part owners and have really helped us in opening the restaurant.
Very good, very good. Well, the food's delicious. Come in, give them a try, and drinks are good too. Jordan and Maya have to add that, right? So let's go outside and cut the ribbon.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job. You did it.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
Welcome to our October membership luncheon and our annual education summit. I'd like to thank our sponsors today for today's program: Peach State Federal Credit Union, Student Success Alliance, and Walton County Schools. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Nathan Franklin, Superintendent of Walton County Schools, to come forward, give our invocation, followed by the pledge, and then tell us about Walton County Schools. Will you all please stand?
Thank you, Patty. It's an honor to be with all of you today. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you today thanking you for this day, thanking you for this chance to gather together as a Walton County community. We ask that you provide blessings to each person here today, blessings for our leadership in this community, and blessings for the work that we have done, we will do in your name. We ask that you bless this food and nourish our bodies and our bodies to thy service. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And now if you'll join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Please be seated. I will respectfully hold my comments until our panel session, but I do want to introduce Ms. Dell Biggs, Executive Assistant. She's with us today, Walton County School District. In our office, Dwayne Embry, Director of Technology, is here with us, and I think Callan Moore is on the way, but she'll be with us as well, our Public Information Officer, so part of our larger team, and we're glad they're with us today, and we're happy to sponsor this event.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin, and you will hear more from him on our panel in just a few minutes. Now I'll ask Angela Yarman, Director with Success Student Alliance, to come up to tell us about this group.
Thank you, Patty. I only have 3 minutes for my comments, and I have a 3-minute video that I'm about to show you. So I just want to draw your attention to a couple of items on your table. You have a brochure that tells you all about the work that we're doing to support students to graduate and be successful in 12 schools across Walton County. If you have on one of our stickers, would you raise your hand, please? These are the people who are part of our alliance. They are our staff members, board members, sponsors, donors, volunteers who make this work possible in this community, and we invite you to join us. There are 2 opportunities on your table. One is a brochure to sponsor our 2 upcoming events, the Holiday Hustle 5K in December and our Shamrocking St. Patrick's Soiree in March, and then an opportunity to support us with a monthly gift through our honor roll.
Now I'll ask Bonnie Haynes with Peach State Federal Credit Union to come tell us about Peach State and then present the Member of the Month Award.
Angela, I know I'm talking about Peach State, but wow, thank you so much for that video. That was wonderful. Good afternoon. I almost want to say it again. Come on, you guys. Well, I'm Bonnie, and I am the Business Development Representative with Peach State Federal Credit Union. I am delighted today to say that there is another Peach Stater in the room. If I could ask the manager from our Loganville branch, Isaac Hernandez, to stand, please. Thank you, Isaac. Well, Peach State Federal Credit Union was originally founded in 1961 as a educators credit union. We currently serve over 60,000 members in Georgia and South Carolina. It's our mission to meet the needs and exceed the expectations of our member owners. We're guided by our values, and you'll see, some of you will see on the table, one of our cards that points back to those. Our values and mission for the benefit of our member owners and surrounding community. We do this by focusing on the cornerstones of citizenship. Those are arts, education, philanthropy, and growth from the inside out. Credit unions are committed to service, and the concept is simple. People working together, pooling their savings to create a credit resource not otherwise available to them. At Peach State, we like to say that we are, perfect for today, a smart place to bank. So, the Member of the Month award criteria is as follows. They must be a member of the Walton County Chamber of Commerce, must have been in existence for at least 2 years, must project a positive image, have donated resources to the community. The Member of the Month award winner is selected by the Business Council from nominations made by the membership. This month's Member of the Month is a local business who is based in Loganville, but does not work all around Walton and surrounding areas. This company has a team of members who serve on the Chamber Board of Directors, Casino Night Planning Committee, and most recently chaired the very successful Battle of the Burgers event. This company also has 2 team members who are graduates of Leadership Walton and one in the program this year as well. They support other chamber events, such as the golf tournament, after hours, and was also one of our presenting sponsors of the Battle of the Burgers event. In addition to the chamber, this company supports Operation Country Kids Christmas Roundup, Fish Christmas Families, Monroe Junior Women's Club, Monroe Junior Service League, Team Up Mentoring, Youth Athletics, Monroe Movies at the Mill, Walton Barrow Board of Realtors, and its programs and events. This company has been providing quality housing in Walton County for over 20 years. On their website it states, "Our mission is to create delighted customers, not just simply satisfied with customers. We believe in repeat business. We're not looking to just sell you a house, but a home for your entire family to enjoy for years to come. We strive to create and maintain a meaningful and trusting relationship with each and every one of our home buyers. Congratulations to our October 2019 Member of the Month, Reliant Homes." Okay, we'll just hold on to their certificate and make sure that we present that to them.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll turn the program over to Terry Smiley, our Chamber President and moderator today for our Education Summit.
Okay, so first I'm going to tell you a little bit about Walton Proud. So Walton Proud is an initiative through the Walton County Chamber of Commerce. Is that echoing really bad? Okay, I think, did it quit? Okay, magic. So Walton Proud is an initiative through the Walton County Chamber of Commerce that unites all the education entities, public and private, to celebrate A+ education opportunities in Walton County. Please follow Walton Proud on Facebook for updates from all of these schools. With the help of the Walton Tribune and their Last Visions magazine, we expanded the Walton Proud brand to include businesses and residents of Walton County. And we invite you to use #WaltonProud when making your social media posts. At the table out front, we have Post-it notes, ink pens, Walton Proud brochures. In the middle of your tables, you have the tent cards. We would love for you to take some of that information back to your businesses to help us promote Walton Proud. Dwayne's going to play the Walton Proud video, and then we're going to get started with our forum.
Schools. State-of-the-art facilities, highly qualified teachers, and an active collaboration with the business community add up to excellent choices in our public and private schools. From the traditional varsity sports to programs in golf, equestrian, and archery. Any interest a student may have can be explored through exciting academic and vocational clubs, service organizations, the arts, and social groups, giving students an extra outlet for creativity and a sense of belonging. Cutting-edge one-to-one technology initiatives, interactive teaching methods, and online parent communication portals are part of Walton County's 21st century schools.
We are Walton Proud.
Community involvement makes our schools great. support from businesses and community organizations keeps everyone connected. Join us in supporting all of our schools. Be Walton proud.
So I'm going to introduce the panel to you. We have from Walton County School District, Dr. Nathan Franklin, Superintendent. From Social Circle City Schools, we have Dr. Carrie Boer, Assistant Superintendent, and Dr. Robbie Hooker. The superintendent sends his regrets for not being here. He already had planned to attend a conference today. So, George Walton Academy, Dr. Dan Dolan. Loganville Christian Academy, Christy Monda, Administrator, and Monroe Country Day School, Dr. Rita Dickinson, Founder, Director. So, y'all ready? Okay, so Dessa's our timekeeper. She has a 30-second, a 10-second, and a 0. So, when your time is up, we will ask you to finish your statement and we will move on to the next person. You'll just pass the microphone among yourself. There's 2 microphones over there, so we will start with Dr. Franklin and we will go in order. And first question, where do we find the best information for families looking into area schools?
All right. Great to be with you all today. It's a pleasure to be here. Best information for Walton County School District, certainly our updated and refreshed district-wide website. Please check that out if you're not on that. Increased presence on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I know how to use about half of those. We have great information, and down to the school-wide site too. If there's a specific school that you want more information or just want to follow, certainly jump on one of those platforms and find that information. You can always do what we like best, pick up the phone and just call us, and hopefully somebody will answer the phone and we'll find the information, the specific information that you might be looking for. Certainly we have info in terms of tent cards, those kinds of things available today. You're aware of some of that. You may not be aware of other information on that. Best thing you can do on an individual school basis, other than to call and to check those media platforms, is just to go by the school. I can promise you our principals or administrative staff or office staff would love to show you the school, give you a tour of any facility we have, and tell you more about what we offer.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. We also have website opportunities and Twitter and Facebook and those sorts of things. But one of the things that we would love for you to do in Social Circle, just like Dr. Franklin offered, is come and see us. The best way for you to make decisions about whether or not a school is right for you and your family is to take the time to walk the halls, be in the building and feel the environment, have an opportunity to peek into classrooms and see how actively the students are learning, and take time to speak to our teachers. So in Social Circle, I'm the person that gives the tours. So please let me know if you or any of your employees or future employees are interested in coming in and checking us out. We are happy to give you a tour. We love getting to do commercials, face-to-face commercials for anybody that is interested in our system.
Thank you. I think that whereas many of our answers may differ a little bit, this one is probably pretty similar with everybody. I remember passing a church not too long ago, and out front they had their sign, and it said, "Sign is broken, come inside for message." So I think that probably applies to all of our schools. We all have slightly different missions and cater to slightly different students, perhaps. But the best thing to do is really to visit all of our students, visit with our families. The best word of mouth is always from those who are in the school building. We all have websites, we all have a social media presence, and so please feel welcome. I'm sure that everybody would say the same, to come visit and kick the tires a little bit and get to know us a little bit.
Should I just say ditto and move it on? Yeah, exactly. I think the only thing that we haven't mentioned, and maybe this is just a private school thing, is a preview day. So all of us host preview days for those opportunities. Obviously, you can schedule personal tours, but yeah, website, social media, all the things. But for all of us, I think, just come and see.
It is definitely ditto. And the one thing is, when we do Survey Monkey, the majority of our parents still say the way they found out about us was word of mouth. So that's probably still going to be, for our particular situation in small school, one of the main ways that people find out about us. And again, you just have to visit to see the school in order to know if your child would fit at that school.
Right. Okay, question number 2, and we'll start with Dr. Boer on this one. What makes up the school rankings and report cards?
Well, when we were asked the question about what is the best way to learn about our school, I started to say, well, the worst way to learn about a school is to read through the school rankings out of the state. And if you don't have to just believe me about that, the state superintendent of schools also says the same thing, and it's got a great op-ed out there about them. The school rankings primarily look at test scores and averages of test scores. And the weight for the test scores on the school reporting, which only applies to the public school systems, about 85% of that weight is just on test scores. And one of the things that we like as schools to do is not to look at kids as a test score. We like to take the students from where they start and get them as far along in their learning as we possibly can. We don't want kids who come to us from a home where they weren't reading to feel awful about sitting next to a child who comes in and is able to read on the first day of school. So we're really working on focusing on individual students, figuring out what their hopes and dreams are, what their goals are, and working to make sure that we're adding the most benefit to that child and to their education. Would you like to share any of that?
You know, really, this is really a public school question, so
I can speak to just maybe, there are a couple of sites for private schools, and we would wholeheartedly agree with what you just said. It is the worst place because it doesn't give you the full picture or the full experience. And for us in private education, privateschoolreview.com, greatschools.org, niche.com, all of those sites have their own data metrics, most of which, if we're totally honest, come from the reviews of families or students who then enter their ACT scores. So for any of us, if 4 students go on to niche.com and enter their ACT scores, that becomes the average for our schools. So ranking is a terrible name to put on any of those sites. So while it's very different probably than what the public school has, we do have a little bit of that counterpart, but it is not data driven the way you're yes.
Just to add on to the comments that have been made, certainly, you know, all of our children are more than a number. There are some bigger data points out there that, whether we like it or not, we spend time studying those data points. We try to make improvements. We're proud of the improvements that we've made. Some of the biggies, obviously, you're aware of: system and school graduation rates. We're excited to have an 89.9 graduation rate, our highest ever in Walton County as a district. CCRPI, you may have heard that terminology, College and Career Readiness Performance Index. That's a mouthful. That's a big number, whether we like it or not, and there's 15 to 20 metrics that go into that score for a school. We're excited about the growth that our schools have made there. Third thing is climate star ratings. The state of Georgia's put a lot of time and energy into the climate of a school. Here's the real simple saying on that. It's hard to have a safe school if you don't have a school with a good climate, because they go hand in hand, I promise you. We're proud to have 9 of our 15 schools with the highest ranking possible there, and we hope to have most all of them there this year. We're about 3 weeks away from getting the final data from FY19. Yes, it's a half a year behind. That's a whole other topic we could talk about in the state of Georgia. Last piece is financial efficiency rating. Not a perfect metric, but it's what the state of Georgia used currently to measure the financial efficiency of school districts in Georgia. Walton County School District is currently a 4-star rating, which puts us in the 92nd percentile of financial efficient schools. We were awful proud of that, so I did want to share that.
So we put those 2 questions in there so that you knew where to find good information about the schools and where to find information that may not look so good on the surface, but, you know, invite you to go to the schools and talk to them. So now the fun questions. So we'll start with Dr. Dolan on this one. And what makes your school unique, and what do you wish people knew about your school?
Okay, so this is tricky to fit into a minute, right? Whereas the other questions weren't quite so bad. At George Walton, no 2 students' experience has to look exactly the same. The Global Studies program at George Walton, I think, is perhaps something that is a little bit unique to George Walton. We have international partners in South Africa, France, and Spain, where we will host students from their schools, but then our students also study abroad at different times during the year. We've recently held year-long exchanges with students from Norway, Italy, and Germany. We believe very strongly in experiential learning. We've had students earning science credit in Galapagos Islands last summer on the coast of Georgia, as well with marine biology. Our middle school students have the opportunity to travel to Costa Rica. They live with a family in a village. They conduct community service. They explore the rainforest. We begin overnight trips in 4th grade. We have a partnership with Duke and Johns Hopkins universities where they have helped with us to develop a global health curriculum, and that program culminates with our students working alongside the Duke and Johns Hopkins students doing medical field work in Belize. We have a winter term, which involves internships, mini courses, travel abroad opportunities. The internships, we have about 80 students participating in internships this year. We have a robust student life. I see Dessa waving. It includes all kinds of opportunities for students, tends to be student driven, try to be responsive. We have things like lacrosse and esports and the whole bit. Okay.
Well, at LCA, I think the most obvious piece that makes us unique is our mission statement. We're a Christian school. And so delivering education from a biblical worldview is really our niche. The thing that I would like for people, I wish they would know about our school, and this may also foster into one of the other questions, is we're not anti-public school. We love this venue. We love partnering with our secular private schools. We love partnering with our public school. But for us, we have the opportunity at LCA to train the whole child. And our mission is really simple. We say we exist to prepare them academically, spiritually, and socially for God's call in their lives. So we want our kids to have the best education academically. We want to send them to the best schools wherever they're dreaming about going. But our end goal is to land them in a job somewhere, in a career somewhere, in a family somewhere, that they are shaping the world for Christ. At the end of all of it, that's what we are about. Gosh, that's really distracting. Sorry, I get it. 10 seconds, what do I say in 10 seconds? I've used 8 of them now, freaking out. Spiritually, we want to know that they're in an environment where they are learning more about who Jesus is, the fact that he loves them, has a plan for their lives. And socially, we have homecoming, prom, all the fun things.
Maybe we should have given them their minute, they didn't take over.
I guess when it comes to what's most unique about our school, I think it would be the size. And with that size comes the opportunities for our families to have somebody who has a doctorate degree and 40 years experience in education to give them advice about their children. I find that I do probably more parenting advice than I do anything in my job. And it's really nice because some of these parents I taught and they actually listen to me now. And so I think that's really unique. And I think yesterday I had a parent tear up because she said she finally felt like she was encouraged with her child, and that is very important to me. I think that family-like atmosphere that we have at the school, that the children feel for each other, the flexibility. I do have to stay within accrediting, but other than that, I have the flexibility to make decisions on a day-to-day basis, and changing what maybe 65 kids have planned for the day is not that hard. I taught 150 a day. Changing plans for 65 is not hard. So I guess that we're the only school that has a progressive education model in the community. If you're not an education major, that means nothing to you. It actually is a model that came out of education in the early 1900s. But I guess that's my zero. Okay.
Well said. For Walton County School District, we're certainly blessed to have what we feel like are modern and safe facilities. Please don't take it for granted. our facilities being roughly averaging 14 years of age, when in this country it's 40 plus, so that's a huge blessing and support mechanism that our stakeholders have shown over the years. We're blessed, I think one of the few maybe around the state of Georgia to have SRO presence at all levels, and that includes elementary presence. The first week of school this year, we had an issue where an elementary resource officer made a difference between a person coming on campus with a gun and not coming on campus with a gun. So that's a big investment we've made in terms of student safety. We're excited about our veteran staff. We enjoy roughly a 95% retention rate. That's tough for any organization to do. We have over 2,000 employees in Walton County. It's the largest employer, and to have that retention rate is a huge blessing for your children and every part about that, your taxes, etc. You know, public school is asked to kind of, for lack of better words, be everything to all, and one of the weaknesses to public education is, you know what, everybody needs to be done with Algebra 1 on May 25th. That's a huge weakness, that some of these other programs have flexibility that we're awful jealous of. But we're certainly proud of some of the advances we've made in terms of what I wish you would know about our schools. Out of our budget on the average year, I always ask this question, what percentage of our budget, $131.5 million, goes to people? And the answer, because she's waving a sign at me, is 90% of that budget goes immediately out the door to salaries and benefits, and everything else needs to be done with the other 10%. That's a huge challenge.
In Social Circle, one of the things when you ask the students what's their favorite thing about being at school in Social Circle, they say that it's small and everybody gets to know each other. And then when you ask what's something you don't like about it, they'll say it's small and we're all in each other's business. And that is absolutely the truth. But it's also one of the things that we're really proud of as a community is that we're all working together to help each other to raise the children to be the best possible contributing adults that they can be. And we really appreciate that tight-knit environment. We have tremendous community and support and involvement. We have lots of great interactions with our industry leaders and have opportunities for internships and work-based learning. We have a lot of opportunities as far as career-ready skills. We have an excellent program with healthcare occupations, and we have an excellent agriculture program where we focus on welding and electrical engineering. We have business and technology courses as well, and then we also have an early childhood education program where we're growing our own teachers. And we're really proud that one of our principals at the primary school actually is a product of our early childhood education program and now leads the school where she attended, which is a beautiful thing. One of the things that helps about being small is that we get to know one another. One of the limiting factors is sometimes it's difficult for us to provide the variety of opportunities that a larger school like the schools in Walton are able to provide, but we work really closely with community partners, for example, Social Circle Theater, in order for our students to be able to participate in drama programs, since it's difficult for us to do that when we have grade level sizes between 100 and 150 kids.
So, Christy, you'll start the next one. What technology, workforce, and college prep programs are your schools offering?
This will be the one that's the hardest for all of us in a minute's time to cover all the things. So at LCA, we have a STEM program. We partnered with Project Lead the Way many years ago. Project Lead the Way began as a research project out of Purdue University. We use their curriculum. We have it in our lower school, middle school, and high school, and it's been a fantastic thing for us. We launched TSA, the Technology Student Association, last year. Our kids just went to competition on Monday down in Perry, Georgia, and we were so excited that they placed first and they placed 8th in 2 different competitions. And so for a young program, we were really proud of them. We've got entrepreneurial programs up and running. We have a leadership academy inside of our lower school program. That's been really exciting. We're a college prep program, so we offer college prep level courses, honors level courses, dual enrollment, as well as AP classes. So all of those things are helping to prepare them, obviously, for the next phase of life. In the workforce, probably one of the things that all of us would acknowledge is that that landscape is changing. The skill set needed for kids leaving our schools or leaving the university looks very different now than it did when all of us were in school. And so there are some things happening inside of LCA to ensure that we're addressing those new needs that you guys would have as business owners. We launched an instructional focus program this year, primarily out of a need to address the level of anxiety that this generation of kids are facing. If you think about the fact that school is really the only place in the course of your life where everything is structured and scheduled, right? You're told when you go to all of the different things. Then we graduate kids, they head to the university and they have classes on Tuesday, Thursday for 2 hours. What do I do with all of that free time? So we're leveraging that time within the school day in order to prepare them a little more socially to manage that. My time is up.
Well, if Social Circle thinks they have problems with small class size, I definitely do, and making sure that my children get all the opportunities that they need. I have partnered with Athens Tech, so in the 9th grade, I'm proud to say that all 9 of my 9th graders passed the AccuPlacer and are going to be able to do dual enrollment in emerging technologies with Athens Tech, their second semester of 9th grade. So that's one way I'm dealing with that. I don't have all the things that public school has, but they need to have some of the same opportunities. So that's one thing. We do have a work-study program. We start very early with our students because that is part of the progressive model, is teaching them service learning, teaching them how they give back to their community. And within that, Miss Nix, who retired from Walton County School System and did work study, probably with some of y'all over the years. She builds in, starting in the young ages, that they build in the work skills that they would need, so that builds up to that they're ready to start work study in the 9th grade. So we have some students who are already in work study in the 9th grade. Let's see, anything? And I just want to say we teach for understanding, which is a little different than the regular model of teaching. And through that, what we're hoping is that we are preparing children for all the different jobs that will be out there. I was a grant writer for Walton County School System when I graduated from high school. When I graduated from college, that job did not exist. But my school didn't train me to be a grant writer. They trained me to think, analyze, read, write, and do math. And so I was able to change as the world changed, and that is one of the things that we're trying to do with our students.
Rita's exactly right. That change, and in the world of education, sometimes it's never as fast as we want, but as we adjust to that, we've come from what we're familiar with of having a class and trying to just store knowledge. It's more of a format of how to access and find information because of what's out there. Just having a phone in your hands or a one-to-one initiative. Like probably everyone at the table, we're excited about some of the technology devices we have. We're essentially K-12 with over 14,000 devices in our school on top of the classroom technologies, coding classes. You know, what happened to, quote, typing class or keyboarding class? And even those things, they don't even exist really in the high schools anymore because they come to us, whether your fingers are on home row or not, we could really care less, and the industry could care less. It's getting the work done, accessing information, and working with teams, and we're slowly evolving to that, I promise you. I won't repeat some of the great things that have already been mentioned, but if you get a chance to talk to a legislator, a commissioner, someone from Governor's Office of Student Achievement, please relay the things that we relay, at least as a public school system, to help answer the request of industry. One of the big barriers is one-track graduation. Education runs in cycles, and most everyone in this room remembers when we had other options to get a high school diploma. We need those options back, maybe in the format of several different options to help us get kids that are ready to go in front of careers before they even graduate high school. So your help is needed there.
Amen to that. Especially with our connection with industry leaders in Social Circle, we spend lots of time talking with them about what are you seeing from our students and what are you not seeing? What do we need to work on and emphasize? And it's consistent with the information that you read out in the labor market that we need to make sure that we're producing kids that can communicate and not just look at cell phones, that they can work out and negotiate problems in a peaceful manner. And so we're working with all of our students to make sure that soft skills and personal responsibility and being on time to class and being polite with one another, that those are things that we're actively including in our grades. And we know that that helps, having those constant conversations. And it's really hard when our kids go home to families where everybody's looking at their phones. So please, Put down your phones. When you're with your children, put down your phones. Make them put down their phones. Have conversations with them. It will help them to be really unique individuals when they enter the labor market. In Social Circle, another thing that we're really proud of, along with our work-based learning opportunities and our internships, is that 40% of our juniors and 50% of our seniors participate in college-level courses. We're very blessed that we have a Georgia State campus that's 4 miles away from ours, and then we're only 10 miles away from Lindsay's campus, but we're really hoping that that Social Circle Athens Tech campus is going to open up soon, because that would open up a lot of really great opportunities for our students. Oh, sorry. You knew you were going to get to wave that at me.
Okay, George Walton, one of our primary points of focus is college prep. In fact, being admitted to a four-year college or university is a condition of graduation. So we focus very keenly on making sure that that student is competitive for the college or university of his choice or her choice. But we recognize that that is far more than an academic endeavor. So we don't manage every minute of every day for the students. We give them discretionary time. We want them to get used to having free time. We want them to get used to making choices. And of course, we're there to encourage better choices rather than worse choices. We do, of course, offer dual enrollment in AP courses. We also have something that we call a flex block, which is an opportunity for students to have a large block of time during the day where they can work on group projects or get prepared for a test or get extra help. It's just discretionary time because they go from us where they may have a fairly prescribed schedule to one that is completely wide open and they're responsible for making those choices. So things like personal responsibility and accountability and time management are skills that we consider just as important as those things that happen within the academic class. The other thing is we have two college counselors, two full-time college counselors that we share amongst, I think our senior class this year is about 55. We begin the college conversation in the freshman year where they begin visiting campuses all around the region, outside the state, inside the state, to see if they're interested in a large university or a private school or a small school or what they're interested in. The final thing is that we talk about internships. And we do that because we want students to, they think they maybe want to be a vet or they may want to do something. We want them to be actually in the field and working with that a little bit rather than spending 2 years studying it and then deciding, no, that wasn't for me. So college prep is really one of, as I say, our primary points of focus.
Okay, so question number 5, we will start with Dr. Rita Dickinson on this one. What would you like the businesses and families to know about your school myths or misperceptions that aren't true?
I think some have the misconception that it's sort of like maybe anything goes, that we're so laid back and all. That is not true. We use a research-based curriculum, which is a core knowledge curriculum that comes out of Charlottesville, Virginia. The only other school that uses that curriculum in Georgia is Lake Oconee Academy. It is a very rigorous curriculum. It's really on a sort of gifted level. So it's not, even though it sounds like we may be more laid back and family-like, the curriculum itself is very rigorous. We have very seasoned teachers, and that it has its traditional components that are within that non-traditional setting. You would find a lot of things that you would recognize as very traditional school there.
Oh, in terms of myths or misperceptions, gosh, lots of stories out there for public school. We're a big, easy target. I'm sure it's all true. No, one thing that you hear sometimes is the old Common Core adage. You know, if you didn't know, the state of Georgia has moved away from Common Core. Whether you like Common Core or don't like Common Core, we have Georgia Standards of Excellence that might have some resemblance of Common Core, but as a high school math teacher, 2x equals 8, x equals 4 hadn't changed in 2,000 years. Just want everybody to know that. But Georgia Standards of Excellence were made by Georgia teachers with stakeholder input, and as you well know, when a lot of people come up with an idea, when you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. So For what it's worth, we do have a state-driven Georgia Standards of Excellence in most all levels. Whether you have a frustration with that or not, I wanted to mention that. I would encourage you to, whatever perception you have about the district as a whole, an individual school, go find out for yourself. Don't trust a 30-year-old perception. Go see it for yourself. Whatever Walton County School District's scariest, toughest school is, I promise you, if you walk through those doors and take that tour, you're going to have a different perception if you thought it wasn't positive. I can promise you that. So take time to do that. It's very important, and take time to get involved. Probably not part of the question, but as a business owner in this room, as a parent, or both, please get involved with your schools as a volunteer. Many of you do that already. I'm preaching to the crowd here, or the choir. Also on a school council, we base a lot of things off our sounding boards, our PTSO groups, our school council groups. You can have a heavy say-so in many more things than you think you do, that you can, if you get involved with those things, and I know many of you are.
In Social Circle, actually people that are interested in attending Social Circle City Schools are often surprised that you don't have to live within the Social Circle city limits in order to be eligible to attend our schools. Because we have such a great relationship with Walton County, there is a section of Walton County that's close to Social Circle City Schools that's referred to as Zone 5, and we'll be happy to show you where that is on a map. And if you live in those schools, then when you buy a property in that area, that you get to make a choice between the Social Circle City Schools for your family or the Walton County Schools for your family. And we've got a really healthy mix of families taking advantage of both systems, of either system in that area. So that's Zone 5, so you can live near Social Circle. You can also live within the city limits. We also have a relationship with Newton County, and all of the Newton County students can apply to attend our school district, and our students can apply to attend Newton County schools. We have about 6 students who leave us to go to Newton County schools, and we have about 150 students that come to us from the Newton County schools in order to participate in our programs. And we also have opportunities for parents to be able to pay tuition. It is a small tuition, but that's something that we can talk about if you have anybody that's interested who doesn't fit those 3 criteria. So there are lots of ways that your students can attend, and your children can attend, or your future employees' children can attend the Social Circle City Schools.
So I think that one of the things that people often mistake about George Walton is they think that all of our kids are gifted. And in fact, besides my daughter, we have a regular group of students. And so, we do have a regular group of students, and what they all share in common is that they have this tremendous commitment to education. So the myth tends to be, I can't afford George Walton. Well, that's just not true. And in fact, if you know of a student who is a good student and from a good family who can be successful at George Walton, and they're looking for an experience that is consistent with our mission and belief statements, we want to find a way to make that happen. So one of the things we did is we introduced a program called variable tuition, where we try to meet families where they are. And we see core to our mission to be able to serve this community, and that just doesn't mean some of this community, it means all of our community. So we do have an admission standard, but one of the barriers to entry should not be financial. We really want to be an inclusive community, and we really think it's a great place for all kids. And so that's probably the greatest myth, that they just can't afford it, but that's not true.
Well, that's certainly true for LCA as well. I think I didn't have any trouble with this question at all. I was writing fast and furiously. One, only rich people send their children to a private school. That is not the makeup of LCA. That was never the heart of LCA when we started the school 22 years ago. We want our school to be accessible for families who want their children trained from a biblical perspective. So that is what our student base looks like. If I'm totally candid, the thing that we probably hear the most, so we added 114 new students last year and 101 new students this year. That's a lot of brand new kids to our school. So they couldn't possibly be coming because of the product that we're producing. They're coming because we're providing 100% athletic scholarships for everybody to come to LCA. That is not the case.
Ditto on what they have said. I think one challenge I have that none of the others probably have, even though the strength is that we are a small school, it is also my biggest challenge, especially with accrediting, because when I say I'm going to do something, he's like, oh, well, that's not how we do it. And I find that he keeps trying to push me, my consultant is who in accrediting, keeps trying to push me back into that square box. And when I have had the opportunity in my life, I was a National School Improvement Consultant before I came back to Walton County Schools. So I've had the opportunities to see a lot of programs throughout this United States, and I have seen a lot of things that I think are very creative that I would like to implement. But my consultant's a retired superintendent who thinks everything has to be done between 8 and 3 in a brick building with, and so I'm always fighting that. So I think in one sense for me, that is my greatest challenge in trying to lead my school into something different.
Creative Artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
As you can see, we're downtown Monroe. There are a lot of things going on today. We're going to try to give you some clips of some of the things going on today. And it looks like it's a fun day. The weather could not be better. Everybody's just having a good time. And we've got rock climbing going on.
Oh yeah, they're good though, that's for sure. No, I
Thank you. It's the cold one. After 25 years, so a long time. This one here.
You can see everybody's having fun hitting the alpacas. They do feel good.
Absolutely.
But you tell them that
He loves people. Does Apollo. Chloe's gonna come to one.
What better way to welcome in the fall season than with the annual Autumn Fest? So come and enjoy some live entertainment. There's plenty of activities for the kids and around 200 vendors offering crafts, promoting local businesses, as well as food to tempt your taste buds.
We love coming to Autumn Fest each year, my kids and I. We love all the different vendors we have here. The food is phenomenal. It's just a good time for all of our family and to see everybody here at Loganville. it's just a joy.
Please come out and join us. You just cannot imagine how much fun you can have. Meet lots of new friends. I've made many friends over the years at the festival.
It's all happening at the Autumn Fest in downtown Loganville on Main Street. Saturday, October 19th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll see you there.